1. Culture shock. The effects associated with the tensions and anxiety of entering a new culture combined with the sensation of loss, confusion and powerlessness resulting from the forfeiture of cultural norms and social rituals. 2. Knowledge component. The extent of one's awareness of another culture's values and so forth. Also, the extent to which one is cognitively simple. 3. Integration. Mode of acculturation in which the individual develops a kind of bicultural orientation that successfully blends and synthesizes cultural dimensions from both groups while maintaining identity in each group. 4. Intercultural communication competence. The ability to adapt one's verbal and non-verbal messages to appropriate cultural contexts. And 5. Intercultural willingness to communicate. Predisposition to initiate intercultural interaction with persons from different cultures, even when completely free to choose whether or not to communicate.
The main goal of our audiovisual was to educate people about the culture shock and what it exactly entails. Our target group were the students of HHS The Hague University. The message we wanted to get across is that everyone experiences a culture shock. It is different for every person, what it entails exactly, and how to overcome it. It was relevant to our target group because many of the students of our year, the second year of European Studies, are going on exchange next year, or might be doing their internship abroad in their last year. So most likely they will live through, or they will experience a culture shock, and we wanted to educate them a little bit about what it is exactly and that it's perfectly normal and how to overcome it.
I definitely think that we achieved our goal. Now I know what the stages are of culture shock, and I know how to identify the symptoms, as well as how to help other international students, if I meet any over in America, how to help them adapt. And it's all just about embracing the different culture and seeing the ways that we're different, but also the ways that we're the same. I think that the actual video of me going through the different stages of culture shock, being in the honeymoon stage, and then the actual culture shock, and then the adaptation stage, I think that best illustrates what a student goes through when they're coming to a different culture. It's really scary and exciting at first, and then you start to get homesick after a while, but then eventually you learn to adapt to it, and that's what the best part of the experience is. I think if we had to do this assignment again, we would maybe go into more detail on the different stages. I know we chose the 3 main stages of culture shock, but I know it's more of a roller coaster of ups and downs, but we wanted to get the message across clearly on the 3 main stages.
This video does not entail exactly what the American and English culture is. How can you improve this? We can improve this by making another scene, showing in a fun way how the American and English culture exactly is.
I really like this assignment, doing the video, and I really like the topic, culture shock. I experienced one while going abroad. I went to America for a year, and after 3 months I experienced a culture shock. I got over it. So it was really nice doing the video and act like having a culture shock. And it was also very nice to search for information on the internet, like what can you do about the culture shock and what can I do to make it easier for an exchange student to feel home here in the Netherlands.
From this assignment I learned to communicate better with other cultures than my own culture, and I learned to make a video. I learned about other cultures. I learned about the American and the English culture, and well, I do know more about that culture right now, so I think I learned a lot from this assignment.
In my own experiences, I went to Spain when I was 16. I think I experienced somewhat of a culture shock, but I was very young, so for me at that age I just adapted to the Spanish way of life, and I didn't really get the shock. But a few years ago I moved to Argentina, and then I actually did get a culture shock. But what we did in this video is we pointed out all the different stages, and I personally, when I was in Argentina, I didn't actually feel all those stages, because I think the culture shock just lasted, for me, just lasted like 2 weeks, and then I felt completely at home, and there was like nothing going on. I just felt great. So I think it's good. Well, I've learned that there are different stages. If I look back now, maybe I can see better see how the stages were. But I personally didn't.
I really like this assignment, especially because I'm an exchange student from America, and I have no idea what stage I'm in right now. Hopefully it's still the honeymoon stage. I definitely like it, but I think I'm going to get homesick more towards the end. But from doing this project, I know how I can get over it, so that was really interesting to see.